All right. Welcome. My name is K Mac. Today I'm going to be showing you how to import a custom portrait into Madden 25. I've been trying to figure out how to do this forever. Finally figured it out on my own. I'm sure there's better ways of doing this, but this is the way that works, so bear with me. Tools you're going to need. My franchise tool, which is from the Madden modding Discord. The Madden modding community mod manager, the Frosty editor, and the Madden franchise editor. All of these things you can find on the Discord there. So let's go ahead and open up my franchise first. Going to open up your franchise career file. Okay. This is a retro 1994 mod. It's probably the best mod on the Discord in my opinion. And figure out who you want to do your portrait for. So let's go to roster. Let's go to our halfbacks. So Harvey Williams has got a portrait in the franchise, the MFT. So if we go here, we can see he's got one in this program, but he also has a portrait ID in game. So when you open up the game, you'll see this image as well. Okay. If we go to Tyrone Montgomery, we can see that he doesn't. Okay, and if we go in here, we can see his portrait ID is 0. Okay, so let's make a portrait for Tyrone here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is open up a Google search and just put in his. I already did this. Okay, and then go to, like, if you just go to all, then go to images, and you're going to see, you know, he's older gentleman now because this is an older mod, so we got to find old pictures of him, and we found this one, which is pretty good. So let's go ahead and right click this image, open a new tab. We can see it's a huge one, but that's fine. You're going to need a snipping tool or a screen capture tool of some kind. Okay, new, and let's take a picture here. It's probably good. Okay, and we are going to save this. Okay, I recommend saving a folder. I just did it on my desktop for this purpose, but like I created a folder called 512, which is going to be the resolution size, or the picture size. We'll get to that in a second. So just open up this. Let's just put in Tyrone. For now, we'll just put it in. Okay, it's a PNG. Fine. Save. Perfect. Okay. So now, let's leave that there for a minute. We're going to open up our image. Okay, you're going to need 2 programs here. Most of them are standard with Windows. One is Paint, and one is Paint.net. I had to get this one. This one comes with the operating system. So let's open this one first. Okay, you can see it's a big image, but that's okay. There's this really cool function here, if you see where my mouse is up here, where it says Remove Background. Click that, boom. Okay, so we need a transparent background for the in-game portrait. Okay. You can tell it's transparent by going to layers, and here we can see that. Yeah, and if we go to the little eyeball, here we can see that we have a transparent background. Okay, so we're going to go to File, Save. Okay, so he's in here now with a transparent background. Okay, now we're going to open this in, open with Paint.net. Okay, so here's our transparent background. Fantastic. Now we have to resize it for import into the game. Okay, so we're going to go to Image, Resize. Most of the time this is auto check to maintain aspect ratio. Make sure you uncheck that. And you're going to go 512 by 512. And this is why I named that folder 512. Okay, for the resolution. 512 by 512. Okay, gamma correction, leave on. Okay, boom. So you can see it's a little bit squeezed, but that's okay. Okay, so now we're going to go to File, and we're going to go to Save. Save as, and we'll save as over him. Replace, yes. Okay, and then you're going to get this pop up. Oh, we forgot one thing. Oh, sorry. File, Save as, and we're going to have to save this as a DDS file. The direct draw surface. Okay, make sure you don't forget this piece. I did this and I was wondering what was going wrong. Okay, Tyrone Montgomery, DDS file, save. Okay. Okay, Done. So now we have our PNG and we have our DDS file. Okay. Okay. Next piece is to find this specific player's portrait number, or to give him a portrait number, which we actually have to do. Okay, and we're going to need the Madden franchise editor for this. So open up this one, and you're going to open up your franchise file. Okay, so we go to saves. Here's that same file, same one that was running in the My Franchise tool that we had open earlier. Okay, so now we're going to go to open the table editor, and in this line here, type in player. Okay, this is going to open the player table. Okay, and you're going to go to File, Export. And let's just name it Player. Save it to the desktop. Save. Okay, it's going to export this, and it's going to immediately try and open it in Excel. I don't own Excel, so we can just close that out. You don't need it. Okay, and we don't need this anymore either. Okay, so here's our player Excel file. Now if you go to Google, just normal Google where your email is, and go to Sheets and click the plus symbol, you're going to go to File, Import, Upload, Browse, and then find your file. Here's Player, and let that import. This is going to take just a little bit. Okay, here's our player table, but now we can actually do things in here, just like Excel. Okay, so here at the top, we're going to see the table headers. Okay, a little trick to make this easier for yourself: just right-click in here and go to View More Row Actions and do Freeze Up to Row 1. That way you can go up and down, and that'll stay there. Yeah. Okay, so now we have to find Tyrone Montgomery. Okay, so let's go to Control F and put in Tyrone. Okay, there's 21. I wonder if we can do, I think it goes last name, first name. So let's go Montgomery. Montgomery. Okay, and we can see down here we got our first one, Greg. But if we do Tyrone after this, it should come up, I think. Whatever. Let's keep going until we find him. There he is. Okay, so if we scroll down, we can see over here. Here is Tyrone Montgomery. Okay. Okay, the next column, the only column that's really important here is the player portrait column, which is this guy right here. Okay. Here is your player portrait column, and here is Tyrone Montgomery. If we go here, we can see that his portrait ID is 0. Okay, these are all the players in the game, and look at how many of them are zeros. Yeah, and you can see some of these numbers go like over 9,000. Yeah, and I haven't found any that go more than. Oh, look at that! There's even one that's over 10. Anyway, it dawned on me to just try and pick a number that's not being used by any other player. Okay, and the easiest way to do this is just do Control F again, and I've already done this with 2 other players, so I know that they have one. Let's do 9001, and then we can see there's 1. Yeah, up here. This is the one that I did for Rich Gannon. Yeah. But now, let's try now 9002. Okay, there's 1 there. What about 9003? There's none for 9003. Okay? So, we know 9003 is an unused portrait ID number. Okay, you don't even need to do anything in this tab. Okay, we know that this is not being used in the player portrait column. Okay, so we're going to use it. 9003. Control F, or excuse me, Control C, copy that. Okay, now we don't need this guy anymore, so we're going to put him over here. Okay, here's our DDS file, and you can always just hover over and it'll show you. Actually, you have to go to properties. Here we can see it's DDS. Yeah. Okay, we're going to rename this now in the 512 folder. We're going to rename him the number that I've assigned him. Portrait ID number that I've assigned him. Okay? Okay, last piece here. Oh, by the way, here's a PNG that we made before with no background. If you want, you can go in here, go to Actions. Actually, no, this is the next thing that we have to do. Correct. So we're going to go to Tyrone Montgomery. We're going to go to Edit Player. We're going to go to the Portrait ID. We're going to do the same thing here now. 9003. So this is going to change the Portrait ID in game. Okay. So save player. Now you're going to sometimes get a pop-up of a player that's in the game. Don't worry about this. Okay. This is not the portrait that's in the game. This is whatever that number was. Okay. In the original game files. And now you can also just go here, go to Set MFT Portrait, which is this tool, okay, the My Franchise tool, and find your PNG file that you made earlier, and then you got them in your tool here now as well. Okay, so one more time, if we go in here, we can see we got his Portrait ID 9003, and he's in the My Franchise tool as well. Okay. Okay, last piece. Now we're going to the Madden modding editor. Okay, this is the Frosty editor, and we're going to open this. Okay, the really nice thing about the newer versions of this is that they added this function, which is like the best thing ever. Go to Tools. You can see Portrait Manager. Then you're going to go to Import Player Portraits. Okay, then it says this feature will import player portraits from a folder of DDS files. You can have multiple ones in one folder, like a bunch of portraits that you've made in one folder, as long as the IDs correlate to the game. Okay, we're going to click OK. We're going to go down to 512, and in here we have Tyrone Montgomery with the portrait ID number of 9003. Right? We're going to click OK. Player portraits have been imported. Okay. Okay, so now you just got to go to File, Export Mod. Title it. Let's just do Tyrone Montgomery, author, KMac, version 1, whatever, and then let's go to Cosmetic. Okay. And save. Let's just save it to our desktop for ease. Oh, we gotta name it. And we're gonna save that to desktop. Save. Okay. We can close out the Frosty editor now. Okay, and let's see, where is he? Here he is. Here's our mod. Okay. Okay, guys, last piece. This isn't even editing. We're just going to put it in the mod manager. Okay, so now we open the mod manager folder, and you're going to go to mods. You're going to go to Madden 25 and throw him in there. Okay. Now let's open up the mod manager. Okay, here's Tyrone Montgomery. We're adding him over. Apply mod. And remember, the splash screen has to be in the highest priority from the last update for this specific mod, which is the 1994 mod. Okay, we're going to move Tyrone Montgomery past that one, in front of my other portrait I made, and then in front of this. Okay, here's my mod order. Now let's just launch the game. I always do delete mod data and launch whenever I change anything. Okay, here we go.
It's in the game.
There's the retro mod booting up, which is so sick. Okay, splash screen that I had to put in, doesn't matter. Okay, let's go to our franchise file. Going into my Raiders franchise, go to roster, NFL rosters, halfbacks, there's Williams, and there he is. Okay, that's it. That's how we do this. Okay, he has now a specific player portrait, not linked to any kind of other generic players. Okay, this is how you can literally do so many of these. Okay, let's click out of this. Okay. If you have any questions, I'm in the Discord, especially in the discussion for the 1994 mod. Peace.